When I first learned of the honor of speaking to you about social good, I have to admit I was like, what am I going to talk about? Because I'm just doing my job. But along with any other teacher, if I were just doing my job, I would probably be able to drink my coffee warm in the morning and use the bathroom before 2 p.m. every day. But I digress. I teach life skills at Columbus High School. It's a class for students with intellectual disabilities, focusing on post-secondary opportunities and getting them prepared for life after high school. So, in other words, I teach skills that we typical learners learn by experience and otherwise take for granted. So I try to get my students involved in as much community experiences and all kinds of opportunities that they otherwise would not have. I keep my material relevant and as fun as possible, and therefore, my students are rock stars at making mac and cheese, crossing the street, folding laundry, and some are employed at local businesses. But I thought, is that enough for them to be successful after high school? Am I doing enough? So how do we measure our own success? Well, if I measured my own personal success by how well I can flip an omelet or fold a fitted sheet, I'd be SOL. So that idea became kind of my catalyst for social good. So we are prosperous in our community because we can interact appropriately, we can form connections, and we have relationships. So that became my idea to change the climate at CHS. It wasn't difficult to change because we already had an inclusive model for students with special needs to be involved in the regular ed curriculum. So I started there, and I started small. I identified some natural leaders within the class, and I started with group work, and I put them with my students, and I modeled appropriate interactions and used humor and positive encouragement. And soon after, my job was dissipated because these interactions were happening organically, and my students were a meaningful part of the regular ed curriculum. So at about the same time, Special Olympics Wisconsin contacted me about an initiative called Project Unify, which centers around students with and without intellectual disabilities, centered around unified sports. So I decided I needed something else on my plate, and I ambitiously said, of course, I will take on the challenge. I started with 12 students. Some of those aforementioned leaders were part of my group, and from there, this group's positive energy has just been infectious. I've had students coming to me saying, Ms. Henderson, can I walk so-and-so to lunch? Can I go to art with this person? Or is this person going to homecoming? Do you think I could take them? So today, our group went from 12 members to 57. And every day we meet and we focus on social justice. We focus on healthy living, community connections, unified sports, and activities. And at first, I taught the lessons thinking that that would be the most effective manner. But really, now it's student-led, and the students actually plan and execute those lessons for their crew, and it's all the more successful because of it. So in a 405-person school, we have 57 students, which is only 15%, which generally isn't a very good statistic. But this group of young advocates has changed their small community 100%. So, for the first time, my students with disabilities have been invited. They've been included. They've been asked to homecoming. They've gone to football games. They've participated in after-school activities. And they've been a meaningful connection with their community. And most importantly, for the first time, they've been a part of something bigger than my small life skills classroom. So, the coolest part about this initiative, or this movement, I guess you could say, at Columbus High School, is that it's sustainable. And in true teacher fashion, in an analogy, the seed of influence has been planted, and so I get to sit back and I get to watch the true colors of this truly dynamic, warm, accepting, fun, and extremely tenacious group and garden grow. So I really thank my students at Columbus High School for making it their part and their job to make everybody feel like a somebody, and to therefore inspire me to do more than just my job, because they are absolutely worth it. That slide before was absolutely worth it. And frankly, I'm starting to really enjoy cold coffee. So thank you so much.